The Trump team is now having to do some damage control coming out of the absolute farce of last Friday of releasing just a couple hundred pages of blacked out nonsense covering up Donald Trump's involvement with Jeffrey Epstein. And so they've dispatched some of their people. We've got Todd Blanche, Trump's personal lawyer, who for some reason gets a government paycheck. I don't know why that is. He's the guy that worked with Ghislaine Maxwell to make sure that she didn't reveal anything about Donald Trump. And then she got moved to a resort. It's a really nice deal for her. Glad to see great things happening for her. Thank you, Todd Blanche. Anyway, he went on Meet the Press and this happened.
Why were these files taken down? You're saying it was at the direction of a judge?
Well, you can see in that photo, there's photographs of women. And so we learned after releasing that photograph that there were concerns about those women and the fact that we had put that photo up. So we pulled that photo down. It has nothing to do with President Trump. There are dozens of photos of President Trump already released to the public, seeing him with Mr. Epstein. He has said that in the 90s and early 2000s, he socialized with him. So the absurdity of us pulling down a photo, a single photo, because President Trump was in it, is laughable.
Again, it was not a single photo that was taken away. Multiple photos were taken away. And again, that was the last little bit after so many rounds of cover up and redaction and all that he would gaslight you into thinking that there's something wrong with you for thinking that all of this is suspicious when we're almost a year into the most bungled, obvious cover up in American history. And I know that people are hyperbolic and Trump always makes claims like that. No, I don't feel any concern about labeling this the most obvious cover up in any context anywhere in American politics. And the idea that they would want points for transparency when all of them are working overtime to protect Donald Trump so you don't know what he did, it is embarrassing. And so his involvement too, by the way, Todd Blanche, after all, he went and met with Ghislaine Maxwell. They had a fun little chat and all that. Why is it that the Trump administration is working to clear and silence the people involved in that, but for some reason they have no interest whatsoever in the actual victims and the survivors? Take a look at this.
Survivors were outraged by all of this, especially the fact that she was moved. Why talk to Ghislaine Maxwell and not the survivors, Mr. Blanche?
What you just said is completely false. We will talk to any survivor at any time, which is something that we've said
talked to them
from day one.
But have you talked to them?
Of course. The attorney, yes, first of all, they have to want to speak with us.
You invited the president to meet with you. Have you heard anything from the White House?
Crickets. I've heard crickets.
We will talk with anyone. This is not day one. You didn't just get inaugurated after campaigning on this and whipping up all your QAnoners into a frenzy for literally years. You are months and months and months into the cover up. We have had to shut down the government to try to get this information from you. And you're like, we will talk with them? Absolutely buffoonish. And by the way, he's getting pushback on removing that photo. So there's a couple reasons why you might have a problem with that. One is it looks like, oh, something slipped by, we have to take it back. But also it makes it look like, wait, why are you just evaluating this photo now? We're months into this thing and you guys haven't even reviewed this stuff. What have you been doing this entire time? And so no, I nor you should feel any shame, any worry. Are we taking this too serious or anything? No. We have to because they refuse to. JR, what do you think?
I'm not sure if they're not thinking this through or they don't have the capacity to really think this through. Because as we've seen, this has been an obvious cover up. They've bungled the cover up. They just consider every time someone catches them in their latest bungle that they can just say, whatever. Todd Blanche also got caught in the lies when he was talking on Meet the Press as well, because he's talking about how they took down those other photos of Donald Trump not because of Donald Trump, but because there's some victims groups that have reached out to them. Well, at the same time, I believe Welker then asked him, so if you're taking down these women because they're victims, wouldn't them be standing next to Donald Trump scantily clad, make him maybe like a culprit? Oh no, that doesn't make any sense. And then the sweat started trickling down the side of his head because he didn't realize that he didn't think those lies through. If you're getting rid of pictures of victims standing next to Donald Trump, who's a potential, then maybe the problem is he's one of those culprits that was standing around those said victims. It's like they accidentally keep telling on themselves. It's outrageous. But also back to them not talking to survivors. I say it every time. because there was that long hour and a half long press conference of 30 or so survivors standing out in front of the Capitol begging to be spoken to.
Yeah.
And this guy was inside talking about hoaxes. So I think they had plenty of chances to talk to survivors.
100%. I mean, think about the people Donald Trump has brought into the Oval Office and done his little cushy moves. He's brought in murderers and butchers and con men and fraudsters and insurrectionists and all of that. But we just can't make time to bring in one of the survivors. And by the way, the survivors haven't even, it's not like they're all saying like, that bastard Donald Trump, we're gonna take him down, now bring me to the Oval Office. Most of these survivors are not making any claims about Donald Trump. So why not bring them in? Again, not only would it be the objectively right and moral thing to do, but even just in terms of PR, it would make it look like you give a damn about this thing, but Donald Trump isn't. And thus we are left to figure out why, and there is no plausible explanation other than there's something he's worried about. Not something that they're claiming, not something that we can see, but there's obviously something that makes him not want to do this, even though it would help him out in terms of PR. It's disgusting. Now let's turn to
it's Bill Clinton. He's covering for Bill Clinton.
It's probably he's just doing something nice for Bubba. That's probably what it is.